Hello. Oh, is it not capturing because it was an update? Is that what's going on here? Hold on. I probably need to grab it again. Hello. Grab it, please. I'm live? Yeah, I'm live. Hold on. It's Hey, how's it going? We've got Mommy in the chat. We got Raven. We got Beepner. Hold on. I'm trying to get this game to capture because somebody did an update. There we go. Before stream, when I had everything good and ready. And now look at it. All right, we got it in there though. Hey, full disclosure up front. I apologize if it takes me a few minutes to kind of get to my normal energy level. I kind of just got a call that somebody I know was hit by a car while a pedestrian, and she has a broken leg, a broken arm, maybe a cracked orbital. She's gonna live. She's gonna be fine, but yeah. Kind of just boy, happy Friday, huh? That's a hell of a thing to get whacked in the face with right when you press the go live button. So yeah. just kind of want you to know up front. Might take me a couple minutes here to get going. But we'll get going. It's gonna be fine. She's gonna live. It's gonna be okay. They're gonna have to do some surgeries and stuff, and probably send her to another hospital somewhere else to get that done. But she's gonna live at least. So. Anyway, how's your all's Friday been? Hope you're all doing good. We are back here. And we are looking at this very cool visual novel that you might know is coming out on February 22nd. You should wishlist it on Steam right now. Let's get as many eyes on it as we can. This is Anamnesia Part 1, Am I My Body? We played it last time, and we got the overall set up and all the rules and stuff. It's I don't know if it's a death game or not. It's we've not seen anything about it being a death game, but we do know that using information from other answer teams, we've got to figure out who Amelia is. And she's right there on the title screen, and she's my girlfriend. So that's who Amelia is. I've already solved it. I've already solved the mystery, so I've spoiled the game for everybody. Sorry about that. Is that how you break embargo and never get to preview games again? You just spoiled the whole damn thing. You thought that was the protagonist? No, where the protagonist is Adrian. Yeah. No, yeah, I saw this girl and said, there is no way she's the protagonist, but everything in this game is going to hinge on her. That was just what I got from the key art when I first saw the game. I was like, oh, I bet I know who the most important character is. I bet I know. Just secretly read the rest of the VN already. Hey, check my Steam playtime. It's still at like 2 hours or something, so. All right, yeah, we are in thinky mode now, and we're gonna go back into the video game. And I do believe we were about to get some foods. How's it going, Garden? Dropping by to say, hey! Well, hey to you too. Hey to you too. You almost immediately got a jet? Hey, I feel that. It's fine. Why? Like, you are probably going somewhere better than a Twitch stream on a Friday night. So I don't blame you. Have a good time. Whatever. I hope you're having a good time. Whatever it is you're doing. I finished reading a visual novel today, actually. I finished reading the third Flowers game. Lee Volume sur Autumne. That's French for the Book of Autumn, the Book of Fall. It's very good. It was gay as hell, I'll have you know. Anyway. We're back in. We're gonna get some food. I guess Evelyn's gonna cook some din-din. So, the two of you can simply sit down for now. I will take care of everything, so don't worry about it. With that, she heads toward the kitchen unit to scour the fridge and cupboards for ingredients that might be useful to her. I consider offering my help or telling her to keep it simple, but I don't want her to think that I'm doubting her efforts, so I remain silent, simply sitting down instead. You wish you had an Evelyn in your life? Yeah, Evelyn's pretty rad, but Valerie's pretty rad too. The sound of her chopping has an amount of a clock-like precision to it that turns into something akin to white noise. Not offering to help seems to have been the right call. Realistically, I'd have only slowed her down. Well then, if we're gonna be sitting around for a while anyway, why don't the two of you tell me a bit about yourselves? I don't know, not like I really care about her trust, but I guess it might help her when it comes to opening up about Amelia. There you go. What do you want to know? Oh, great, a volunteer. Just whatever. Who are you, besides your name and all that? What do you do? Where do you live? Well... Oh, great, small talk. That's just like me. Great, my biggest weakness! I didn't expect that to be something I'd have to worry about today. I study artificial intelligence, live at my parents' house live at my parents' house in B2-3. Valerie nods and waits for me to continue until she realizes that I won't. Whoa, quite chatty today, are we? Well, not that I expected it to go any better. You live in B2-3? So you probably go to the uni in A2. A5 actually. That's where all the dumb kids go. It's not that much farther away and they have a way better reputation when it comes to AI. So yeah. A5. I see. Crap, did I fuck up? Does she know that Amelia went there as well? What do you mean? Oh, it's nothing. Just that you'd rather commute to the next zone over instead of moving out of your apartment? Huh. Living away from your parents sure seems scary, huh? Well, at least I'm glad that's all she meant. If you say so. They're rarely ever at home, to the point where you could argue that I'm pretty much living by myself anyway. Huh. What are they so busy with? They're, doing research for art arms. Oh, is that so? What are they working on then? Still focused on her task at hand, Evelyn rejoins our conversation. Well, obviously I don't know the details, but as far as I know, they're currently working on improving the AI for the upcoming gen of household models. Not that I really get what's left to improve. I guess perfection is hard to reach. I see. Is that why you're studying artificial intelligence then? Are you planning to further pursue their research once you're done? Well, that is the plan, at least. Yeah. Wow, how nice, following right in your parents' footsteps. Sure get along real well, huh? She adds in a condescending manner. I guess so. They've always been supportive of that decision. Wait, though. Just to get this straight, y'all are a family full of AI nerds and you don't even have any androids at home? Did I say that? We do. 2, actually. 2. And you're trying to tell me that you basically live alone? Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't really think those count as people. That's robophobic! Wow! Can't believe our protagonist is a robophobe. Making me read this swill! I can't believe this. Wow, harsh words. You ever tell them that to their faces? I mean, no, I don't mean that negatively. I just think having androids at home is different from living with someone else. Shiraishi is frowning. Me and you and Beepner are the only three that get that. Different from growing up with actual parents. Oh, okay. I can't say I don't understand where he's coming from. Evelyn jumps in, offering her assistance, whether that was necessary or not. Of course, androids can be of service in a variety of situations, and at their current level, conversations with them will not feel much different from those with other human beings. If that's the way you want it to be, that is, if you want to do that way. What do you mean? Well, modern AI technology allows for androids to behave in exceedingly human-like fashion, to the point where you would not be able to distinguish them from actual people. When you choose to purchase one, however, you can decide for yourself how you want it to act, what you like, what you would like their personality to entail. Their opinions will strictly align with your blueprint. Some might want household models to simply focus on their job, taking care of cleaning, doing the laundry, and whatever else they might be needed for. Others might want them to be a social companion. Either way, it's a choice. It's a choice that their respective owner has to make. Should they decide to purchase a model with a distinct personality, it is still their responsibility to decide on the specifics of their behavior. In the end, their android could agree to say and do whatever they want, as long as it complies with the law, of course. As long as it complies with the law, of course. Or it might hold convictions separate from their own. Everybody's robots! They're all robots! It's my prediction. In either case, however, it was the owner's decision. Even if they only notice later that their android's personality does not align with what they had originally intended, they can still have it reprogrammed to better fit their preferences. Yeah, unlike us humans who act and think and feel certain ways because that's what we want, AI only acts, thinks, and feels the way it does because someone decided for it to do just that. Hello, Funya Rimpa! How you doing? I get that reference. I watch Dragon Ball Z too. I got you. Wink. I can't wink. My model doesn't wink. When Power Man 5000, you are the robot. We're talking about the characters. I feel like Power Man 5000 would probably write a song about this game. I need to get Spider One on the phone and see what he would say. All right, dude. Nobody's real, but they're willing to let you know. If it acts in an unexpected fashion, it's nothing more than a mistake, a bug that needs to be fixed. Though that part isn't too different from humans, is it? He's watching the VOD for the first half and realized I was streaming today. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, this is going to be the last look at the game that we're going to be able to have until the game comes out on the 22nd, which then I will resume playing. But the creator was kind enough to provide me with a copy early to do some promotional work, so here we are. It is the Funya Rimpa from Naruto! Are you not starstruck? God, that's my favorite character in Bleach, Funya Rimpa. Oh, God, anime's so cool. Damn, you seem to be really into that AI stuff yourself, huh? You own some androids as well? Nothing like that. I actually am one. Funyuns Arena. I simply interact with them on a regular basis due to my occupation. That's so. Where do you work then? At Neuralink, we have a lot of androids that assist us when it comes to menial tasks. Although at the moment, I still fulfill a rather similar role as a mere assistant. I hope to change that eventually, of course. Me and my sister both. Oh, you got a sister. Sister, huh? My twin sister, to be precise. Elizabeth is her name. Writing down that Evelyn has a twin sister. Do. Just gonna keep that on your... Estroid. We began working there not long after we graduated from school. An acquaintance had recommended us. We are mostly stationed at a small center in B35, where we live, but we occasionally help out at others too. It is rather demanding at times, but at least we get to see a lot of different places. Damn, sounds like hard work. Wow, seems like the two of you are really close, huh? Pretty much a repeat of what she asked when I brought up my parents. Just with a slightly less sarcastic tone this time. I guess she really can't stand me. Yes, we certainly are. Growing up, we always shared a very special bond. That's not to say that we are particularly alike. While we may look identical and happen to spend a lot of time together due to various circumstances, we're still very distinct people. More so than one might think. Why did you pulse at me? Video games don't pulse at me unless that's super important. Did the log say anything about it? Okay, wait. Huh? Yeah? Okay. Okay, just making sure here. Okay, just wanted to be sure here. More so than one might think. My heart skips a beat when I hear her say that. It reminds me of what she once said. Two people will always live different lives no matter how small those differences might be. They won't ever be identical since they can never share the same memories. But if memories make a person, then who does that make Amelia right now? Anyways, the food gonna take much longer. Hey, you need to talk to us about you, person. We spilled. We gave you the hot goss. Now it's your turn. Oh yes, a little bit. Well, looks like we got some more time to kill then. She looked straight at me while saying that. Damn, is she really expecting me to talk even more than I just did? So, Adrian, your turn. Anything you want to know about me? Ask away. There's a whole lot I'd like to ask, actually. What? That's even worse than I expected. She really wants me to come up with a question to ask? I mean, I could just repeat what she asked. Like, what do you do? Where do you live? Stuff like that. It's the easiest route to take, and yet I feel that's exactly why it would upset her. She's been totally pissed about how I've acted as nothing more than a passive observer so far. She definitely wants me to ask something more specific, something that shows I actually care about learning something to help me solve. What's with the holdup? Wait a minute, did she talk again while I was in my own head? Okay, just making sure she wasn't jabberjawing while I was in my own head again. That's gonna be a thing I'm gonna be doing a lot now because the game told me that's important. What's the holdup? I don't think so, no. Fuck! I didn't mean to say that. At least she seems more disappointed than upset. Come on, dude. I'm sure your head's full of questions. You just gotta say the stuff that's on your mind. If you can't do that, why even bother thinking in the first place? Ideas that you just take to your grave aren't worth shit. She's right. I know she's right, and yet, the more I think about what to ask, the more muddled up my thoughts become. What is it she wants to hear from me? God damn it. Really? Nothing? All right, I'll just ask that. All right, let's do it. Brass tacks, let's go. How did you know about the timer on Oliver's wrist? Was that good enough? Huh? What are you talking about? Back in the living room when Oliver left, you asked him how much time he had left, implying that you knew about him having a timer on him. Thing is, that's something he explained to me when it was just the two of us in the kitchen. That's why the only time I heard him bring that was the only time I heard him bringing it up, and you never spoke to Oliver without me around, did you? I mean, no, but like, what the hell are you getting at? Well, that's what I'd like to ask you. If there was no way for anyone to tell about the timer, then how did you know he had one? She sighs, and yet, what do you think? That's not how this works! If you bring it up now, you must have spent quite some time thinking this through, huh? You really don't have an idea? I do, but would she really take it seriously? Damn, more than anything, I just want a simple explanation. No, that's a lie. More than anything, I want to have said something worthwhile. If you can't even do that much, then why even bother in the first place, huh? That's what I've been wondering as well. I take a deep breath. All right, I'll say it. Well, I do have an idea, actually. The same one I already had when bringing up how Oliver apparently knew your name without ever being told. Yeah, we figured out the solution to that one. Evelyn said your name while Oliver was nearby, sure. But who knows whether he's actually heard that? He might have just agreed to that theory because he didn't have any other explanation. I was kind of thinking that, actually. Sure, guess we can't know for sure. But then what? You think Oliver and I know more than we're letting on? That we're secretly working with Null or something? I think that you know something that you're not saying. Because I know something that I'm not saying. Yeah, let's do some mind hacking. The only way to solve this, he's got logs in his brain just like we do. Did you know that like there's some world lore here in this game that only I know of? Actually, Toasty or Mommy gave me a heads up before stream started and said that like characters in this world can't actually use the bathroom like anytime they want. They have to solve a puzzle at the force shit box. It's a funny joke that 2 people will get. Sorry. Yes, the force shit box. It's a very funny joke. I promise you. Yes, a sliding bile puzzle. No, nothing like that. I actually don't believe either of you understands how you knew these things. I think these might have been, like, lingering memories of something you forgot, so to speak. Does that make sense? Did I phrase it properly? Huh, now that you put it like that, yeah, that would explain a lot of things. Wait, she really believes it? Should I have told her about this sooner? So, what do you think? Are we just stuck in some kind of time loop recalling things from previous iterations of this game? Or are these memories from another timeline altogether? Wait, she's just making fun of me. No, that's not what I meant. Well then, what did you mean? Just like, because some of our memories from before waking up in here are missing. I just thought that some of these might be responsible for these inconsistencies. In truth, no, it's fine. Really, you're overthinking this so hard. Well, I knew. Deep down, I knew it wasn't worth bringing up. I should have kept it to myself. How did you know then? How indeed. Hey, Evelyn, you already found a good explanation for the name thing. How about this one? Any ideas? Perhaps. She pauses, taking a moment to think. She couldn't possibly know, right? You didn't know at all. You simply noticed that Oliver was wearing something akin to a wristwatch and assumed that he would know when he first set foot in the hall. That's... Ding, ding, ding! That's exactly it! Yeah. So it really was that simple the entire time, huh? It's so obvious, too. It's exactly why I first asked Oliver about it myself, because I thought that it was a wristwatch. Even Evelyn brought up that she thought the same thing. Why would it have been any other way for Valerie? Any other option wasn't even worth considering. Trying to find an explanation for it was nothing but a waste of time. This isn't some thoroughly constructed mystery story where every line is packed with meaning and foreshadowing. I'm also going to take this and I'm going to screenshot every fucking screen of dialogue in Umineko, and I'm just going to paste this over it and paste it on Twitter every day until I've posted the entirety of Umineko's story with this line attached. Sometimes people just say things. It was nothing more than a distraction, keeping me from actually having to confront my thoughts about Amelia. Maybe that's why I was so obsessed with the idea in the first place. Clank! Evelyn places a plate in front of me on the table, then sits down next to Valerie. I didn't even notice, but she had already meticulously arranged 3 portions of fried rice for us to eat. Nice! Damn, that smells great. If it even tastes half as good. Thanks, this really wasn't necessary. Just shut up and eat. We're only here because of your noisy stomach, remember? Well, true enough. I take my first bite and pause. Holy shit, it tastes even better than expected! I glance over at Valerie, who's hastily devouring the meal in front of her. Although she'd never admit it, she seems to be happier about finally getting something to eat than I am. It's odd. The situation should be a well-earned breather. 3 strangers trapped in an even stranger situation finally get the chance to simply sit down and eat without having to worry about anything else. Instead of finally being able to relax, I feel even more tense than before. It's pretty rare that I don't eat all by myself, yeah, but beyond that, my mind practically screams at me, not allowing me to rest for even a single second. Now that I've finally accepted that simply trying to solve this game won't be much help, I guess I need to confront the fact that there is only one productive thing I could do. I need to tell the others what I know. I simply need to tell them that I knew Amelia as well. It's so obvious. So much easier than grasping at straws in a desperate attempt to piece together some kind of answer, and yet I kept it to myself this entire time. And I will continue doing so. I mean, we don't even know for sure whether Oliver was telling us the truth, do we? We should just wait and see for now, right? Right. Despite that, I've been continuously criticizing Valerie, in my head at least, for wasting our time instead of simply telling us about her relationship with Amelia. In all honesty, for as much shit as I like to give her, is the way she acts really that strange? Irrational? Of course she would be scared and confused after waking up in a place like this. Of course she wouldn't trust the people around her, suddenly hearing about a person she knows to have gone missing. She's scared for her life. She wants to get out of here more than anything, and she even wants to trust us. The fact that she's trying to get to know us and find evidence for us being trustworthy is proof of that. Hey, there's a typo, my friend. Found you another one. You're welcome. Proof of that. The fact that she is trying to get us to know us is evidence for us being trustworthy is proof of that. It should be proof. Gotcha, friend. Look at me go! I got you, Mommy. Don't worry. I'm always happy to help Mommy. Don't you worry. Typos as a plot point. That's not an 8. That's a B. I should be a proofreader. A proofreader. Okay, that was good. Even if, or maybe especially because, she only wants to trust us so that she can properly participate in this game and work towards getting out of here. That only makes her behavior all the more rational, doesn't it? I, on the other hand, would be lying if I said I have ever been all that scared of staying in here. It sounds pathetic. It is pathetic, but I don't care all that much. If we make it out of here, sure, cool. But if not, oh well. Not much more than that. I'm scared of what happens once I do get out of here, of having said too much, of revealing things that have been continuously hidden inside my head for years, and for Sophie to find out that I've been lying to her all this time about something so stupid without any proper reason at all. I think I'd rather die than kill who I am in her mind. At times, I felt comforted by the idea that Amelia was gone. God, I'm disgusting. Swallowing my final bite, I put down the fork and lean back. Evelyn looks over at me with a satisfied expression on her face. You know what? I don't know why. And maybe this is just me. I'll fully cop to maybe me just being stupid. Like, I kind of get, like, Giselle vibes from Fata Morgana from Evelyn. I don't know if that's intended. It's just there's something about her aura. The way she looks, there's something about it that I just kind of, I don't know. Maybe it's just the hand placement, because Giselle has that hand placement. Maybe that's it. Okay, not intended. Gotcha. Okay, I don't know. It's just something that I had been thinking ever since I first saw her sprite, and I wasn't sure if there was like any kind of, inspiration there, or just like, hey, sprinkle a little bit of that Giselle juice into the design. I don't know that I should say Giselle juice out loud. I don't know that those are words that I like. Let's Jizzle. All right, moving on. Michelle Gel. Oh no, we've got Jizzle and Michelle Gel. I'm out, dude. Oh, Mommy, come back! Don't leave! No! You keep Jacopo out of this! Keep him out of this! He's terrible! We want nothing to do with him! Well then, I hope this was nourishing enough to get us through the rest of the day. We do, however... Okay, calm down. Okay. I can't. I'm all out of Giselle juice. Rice 9. Well then, I hope this was nourishing enough to get us. I got stop. Okay. Well then, I hope this was nourishing enough to get us through the rest of the day. We do, however, have some leftovers should anyone still need more later on. She stands up, leaning towards her plate in order to pick them up. She stands up, leaning towards over her plate to pick them up, before Valerie pushes her hands aside, taking care of that instead. You did enough. I can at least do this much, right? Oh, you didn't have to do that. Well, and you didn't have to say any of that you didn't have to do any of this to begin with. If cooking is your hobby, then doing the dishes might as well be mine, all right? If this is the case, I will not stop you. Thank you very much. Stop! That'll make me remember! This is a very serious personal game. We cannot talk about Giselle juice while playing an important, serious game. This is my death game. The death game is you can't laugh at Giselle Juice, and me and Mommy are already dead. Ugh. Alright. Moving 3 plates from the table to the dishwater takes no time at all. Since Evelyn was already standing anyway, it would be a stretch to call doing so in her stead help. I guess she just really wanted Evelyn to know how grateful she was for the food. Which reminds me, I still haven't said anything since taking my first bite. Maybe I should. Hey, thanks, by the way. The food was good. Really big thumbs up. Taste buds, very happy. Thank you. I'm glad to hear you liked it too. Took you long enough, huh? Oh well, I guess we've all wasted plenty of time at this point. We still got some stuff left to discuss, don't we? Finally. Very well. How about we move this somewhere more comfortable then? Valerie nods, and so do I. Without another word, we move over to the living room. While Evelyn and I position ourselves on the couch right away, Valerie hesitates for a while longer before sitting down in the furthest corner. Her eyes are mostly focused on the table between us. All right then, you both know about my plan. We're pretty much just waiting for Oliver to come back and hear what he has to say. How will Amelia respond to hearing my name? Well, I guess I should tell you what the correct answer is. What Oliver should answer is that he's to be trusted. What Oliver should answer, if he's to be trusted, not making all this up somehow, is Amelia is really here. She pauses before taking a deep breath. Well, it's simpler. She shouldn't recognize my name at all. Huh. So it's just like I thought, is it? Sorry, I'm not sure I understand what you mean. She's implying that it was just a bluff. She doesn't actually know Amelia. She's just hoping that Oliver will slip up and talk about her remembering some kind of connection that was never there to begin with. I'm what? Never mind. Sorry. She sighs. Anyway, let's just put it like this. I just can't imagine her remembering me, at least not from hearing my name. Should Oliver return to us and tell us that Amelia remembers us being besties or something like that, I'd know he's making it up. We could say for sure that he knows more than he's letting on. Does that mean you only pretended to know Amelia? No, nothing like that. I promise, I do know her and she knew me as well. Maybe trans? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe. I'm just gonna tuck that in the back of my mind. That feels interesting. Yeah, same mind. All right. Loving her more and more. That's my theory. That's my game theory. My big brain game theory. It's just I don't know how to put it into words. If that's the case, then what kind of connection do Amelia and you share? I thought about that for a while, and there's a bunch of ways I could go about explaining this to you, but the thing is, I'm not sure whether I should. I'm not really sure it's the right thing to do. Because you still don't trust us? Damn, you're annoying. Right back at you. No, saying I trust you would be an overstatement. But right now, I'm honestly at a point at which I don't really think that matters anymore. What are you gonna do? Kill me? Why not do that right here and now if that's what you're up to? I don't know. I can't think of anything seriously bad that could come from talking to you. What I've been questioning much more than that is, should we really talk about her at all? I mean, Noel is obviously eavesdropping on us, one way or another. With other words, whatever I entrust with you, I'll also share with him. Well, that is certainly true, but isn't that beneficial, in a sense? Isn't talking about Amelia part of the task he's given us? I'm aware, duh! That's exactly my problem. Why the fuck is that our task? Why were we trapped here by some insane dude and told to find out the truth about some girl? What could anyone gain from that? The bug is in the bowl of fake fruit. Yeah, probably. I've been thinking about just that for a while. I could only come to one logical conclusion. He doesn't even know what the truth is himself. Now that she says it, I agree. I can't think of anything else either, though in all honesty, it's not like I spent all that much time thinking about it. I was way too busy with worrying about our memories. Well, that can't be right, can it? If that was true, how would he be able to decide whether our conclusions are correct? Well, to be fair, the rules were rather vague anyway, weren't they? Yeah, it's got the whole higgledy-piggledy. He just told us that we can only leave this place when we cooperate and try to come as close to the truth as possible. Not that we should have to actually reach it. And that lines up with what Valerie said before. He's probably listening in on us. As long as he believes that we're discussing what we know about Amelia, that might be enough. The question is, how much does he know? How truthful do we need to be for him to buy it? I wasn't there when Noel listed the rules, but if that's what he said, good point. But in all honesty, even if he had phrased it differently, it wouldn't really mean much. In the end, it shouldn't even matter to him whether we have any way to win or not. As long as we believe that we'll get out of here by sharing everything we know about Amelia, as long as that belief motivates us to actually do so, that's good enough for him, isn't it? He could simply wait for us to tell him whatever he wants to hear, and then kill us anyway. Nobody says anything for a while. It's true, isn't it? So when we ignore what we can't possibly know, whether talking about Amelia will help us in regaining our freedom, it leaves us with what we do know. That it will give the sicko information on her, information that will help him with whatever he's scheming. Are you sure that isn't a bit of a premature conclusion to reach? I understand where you're coming from, I truly do, but it's nothing more than a theory, is it? Is that really worth risking our lives for? Well, good question. I don't know. I just really don't know. And isn't it strange? If Noel really organized all of this to gather information on Amelia, why are you the only person on our team who knows anything about her? Why are Adrian and I here? Oh dear. Hey, Cappy! How you doing? Yeah, you missed a lot. You missed the fried rice. You missed the very unique drink that we had. The fried rice was very important. We're still trying to figure out, okay, like, why do we want to figure out who Amelia is? Like, and how is that really beneficial? Like, what even is the truth that we're trying to get close to? Justice. Man, Giselle Juice, that one's gonna stick around for a while, I think. Man, that's good. I am not gonna be able to revisit the house in Fata Morgana for a while. And I had actually planned it to do so because a friend wanted to read through it with me, and we were gonna do it chapter by chapter and then do like a stream where we would talk about each chapter, kind of like a book club. It's certainly gonna stick with you, yeah, and then we've got it saved here on this stream for posterity. Yeah, polyalliteration, prostitute's pussy. Yeah, me just randomly screaming prostitute's pussy. That's another one. Yeah. We're all going to hell. Am I my pussy? Serious video game! Worked 2 to 3 years on, everybody! Let's show the proper candor. And isn't it strange if Noel really organized all of this to gather information on Amelia? Why are you the only person on our team who knows anything about her? Why are Adrian and I here? Yeah, that's a real good question. Well, to be honest, I'm still unsure about Evelyn's role in all of this. Oliver at least serves as an intermediary between QT and us, but she's just here. Right, this is weird. After Valerie spent several minutes to confidently proclaim the conclusion that she had reached, this was all it took to throw her for a loop. In truth, she really just didn't want to talk about Amelia, huh? Anyway, there's something else I've been wondering about. Also, why would anyone want to collect info on her anyway? I mean, not like I would know, but is she really that interesting of a person? Did she hide some dark secret, or was part of some evil underground organization? Seriously, is there something I'm missing here? I mean, she said some strange things, but I can't think of anything that would make someone just want to abduct her and organize all this just to get more info on her. Then again, I guess I never did know all that much about her to begin with. We never really opened up to one another, did we? At this point, I'm beginning to question whether I even know any of the things that Noel is apparently hoping to get out of us. This is also true. This seems like a rather large undertaking. If the singular goal of it was to gather information on one specific individual, not to mention that I doubt a single person could have organized all this, kidnapping a large group of people, bringing them here, and the budget that must have been necessary to prepare this location, Noel must either be exceedingly wealthy or part of some larger establishment. You still think that? Huh, I guess you really didn't know, huh? What do you mean? Valerie smirked slightly, clearly amused by our ignorance. Well, I agree when it comes to getting us here in the first place. Can't imagine that he did that all by himself. Definitely had some kind of help. But aside from that, I'm pretty sure he didn't have to spend all that much money on setting this up. I guess he did buy us some food. How nice of him. But that's it. It's not like he had this place built from scratch, if that's what you think. Do you know something about this location, perhaps? Right. She did at least react to seeing the letters on the hall, acting as if we should have known what ATA... That's right! You're... So Am I My Pussy is gonna play a true role in the Anamnesia lore. Great! I guess there's no reason not to tell you. It doesn't have anything to do with Amelia, and, well, Noel definitely knows about all this himself. Just so you know, most of this is just rumors and shit from the net. Please keep that in mind. She clears her throat in a theatrical manner. Back in 2071, a few years after the first zones were established, Neuralink apparently planned to conduct some sort of experiment regarding the NIL problem from back then. So the goal... Sorry, want to run that by me again? I think I heard about it before, but I can't really check my log right now. She sighs in response. Alright, it's not like I'm an expert on any of this, but this is the gist of it. You know how nanologs store conversation logs for surveillance purposes, right? Well, they originally got access to much more than just that. They also received data on thoughts and emotions in Neuralink users. This feels like it could lead to a very Psycho-Pass kind of world. Yeah, this game has had pretty solid jams, from the jump. Is the soundtrack gonna be available at all? Just out of curiosity, I don't know if that's been mentioned anywhere. It was just a rough, abstract idea of how people in an area were feeling, but the plan was for the police to check on any emerging abnormalities before crime even occurred. It literally is Psychopaths! You'll upload it to YouTube, but don't know about anything else that's downloadable enough. Yeah, I download music off of YouTube all the time when I'm in a pinch, so... Great idea, right? I mean, you can even think of any... can you think of any problems that might cause? A couple. A bunch. So, what exactly is that NIL thing now? Yeah, I'm getting to that. It stands for Neuralink Info Leak. The details on it are vague, since the corps obviously want to cover stuff like this up as well as they can, but... Those thoughts and emotions directly transmitted from Neuralink to a nearby nanologs were apparently leaked to other Neuralink users as well, unnoticed for a shockingly long time. Well, you can imagine what that led to, I hope. People en masse suddenly had subconscious thoughts and ideas, felt things that they shouldn't have. It didn't belong to them. So when more and more people struggled with strange, intrusive thoughts, Neuralink had to do something eventually, and long story short, that's why today's models no longer store our thoughts. Yeah, I see. Though to be... Oh, I suppose the details of the... I suppose the details don't matter all that much. Please continue. Oh no, go on. We've got a Neuralink expert in our house. Let's hear what she has to say. Alright, if you insist. I just wanted to add that the current models are still able to store and transfer the same types of data as the original ones. After all, they still need brain access for large portions of their functionality. It is, however, true that they no longer do so, of course. I just wanted to make it clear that it was a software update, not a change in the actual hardware capabilities. But like I said, it does not really make a difference for your explanation. I apologize for interrupting you. But does that mean that the rest of what she said was true? The whole thing about NIL? I do not think that I'm in any position to give a definitive answer to that as a mere assistant. I can only confirm the changes that were made to the software over the last decades. Those did happen. Why exactly is this the case? I don't know with certainty. I see. Great, so if that's all cleared up, I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about the stuff that actually matters, okay? I think it matters quite a bit that it was just a software. They just commented out the lines that said, hey, grab everybody's thoughts and stuff. They just commented that out. That's still there. That could be... Our Neuralinks have already been messed with, so it's very clear that they could be tracking that shit now. Just saying. So since solving the whole NIL mess, it was a pretty huge deal for Neuralink, they naturally pumped tons of money into all kinds of experiments, which eventually resulted in them building a big-ass underground test site deep below some old pre-zoned city. So this place. Way to go, Mr. Detective! I'll take the praise. I suppose it makes sense that this location was not constructed specifically for this game. After all, the selection of rooms we are left with seems rather strange given our situation. Yeah, right. Kitchen, bathroom, bedroom. Sure nice to have, but not like some evil mastermind would have needed to bother. On top of that, I assume our stay is intended to last for a rather short duration overall. That is, unless Noel's expecting Oliver and Nathan to sleep within 90-minute intervals. Right. I'm glad the two of you are starting to put some stuff together. Yeah, the original experiment that Neuralink planned was a slightly more long-term one. The participants were supposed to stay here for weeks. Supposed to? Well, funny story. The actual experiment never took place. Shortly after the participants had been gathered, some person went and killed all the scientists at the scene, hijacking the whole thing in the process and turning it into a game of their own. The truth game, as it was called by the mastermind, Null. Wait, what the fuck? Are you telling me all of this happened before 46 years ago? I sit there dumbfounded, and so does Evelyn, before speaking up. Part 2 moment. Is that true? You aren't just making this up? I'm not making this up. That doesn't make it true, though. I mean, didn't I tell you? It's all just a bunch of rumors on the net. There's barely any actual evidence for it. It's an urban legend, a conspiracy theory, depending on who you ask. She's right. She said that. I need to calm down. This is all way too much for my little brain. Part null. That's gonna be the prequel. We're gonna do like part 1, 2, and 3, and then you're gonna do the prequel, part null. Then why did you even tell us about all of this? If it's just some story, what's the point? Obvious yet significant. Yeah, that's my thinking. Like, I'm keeping all of this stuff in my brain because I know you don't bring up something like that without it meaning something. I'm not saying that it happened in the way that maybe the rumors and innuendo say, but I think that it is an important story or she wouldn't have told me it. Are you serious? Think about it. Whether the story's true or not, it raises tons of questions. And the original truth game, if the original truth game really happened, then is this one connected to it? Why is it happening again 46 years later? If it didn't, then why is the dude that kidnapped us basing this whole thing on some story from the net? He's obviously hoping for someone to recognize it and draw the same type of parallels, right? And either way, I guess we can at least confirm that the test site from those rumors actually exists. Unless you seriously still believe it was constructed just for this based on the stories from the net as well. No, you're right. This seems pretty absurd. And it explains what Oliver meant when he said that this whole place looks like shit. I guess we can't really tell how old this place looks with AR covering it all up. Regarding the rest, could just be a lack of creativity. Reusing the concepts of some story you read before. I mean, it's not like Null can really be the same person from back then, right? I mean, 46 years isn't a whole lot. Null very well could be the same person from 46 years ago if this was indeed true. Maybe he just read about it and thought that it might be a good setting for his plan. Dunno. Then, how did the original Truth game turn out? According to the stories, at least. Well, pretty much everyone died. I don't even know why this comes as a surprise to me. I don't think it does, but the confirmation still makes me dizzy. That's exactly why Valerie didn't want to talk about Amelia after all. She doesn't believe in this game being, well, a game at all. One that we could possibly win, one from which we can return alive as long as we play along. And if we'll die either way, why share our deepest secrets with some insane dude who wants to use them for who knows what? Maybe this is finally my time to shine. Maybe just sitting around with my mouth shut is the perfect course of action. Finally, I can be the hero I've always wanted to be, and I ain't gotta do jack shit. Fantastic. Finally, a protagonist I can project myself onto. Then again, how can we be sure that this will end the same way? Who knows whether this Null truly plans to kill us either way. Anyways. She stands up, raising her voice to get our attention. Or just mine. I'm not saying that you shouldn't play along for this game or whatever. I don't want to be responsible for your deaths, alright? Do whatever you want. But before we get some further confirmation that Oliver can be trusted and that Amelia is really here, shouldn't we at least try to find some other way out? That does sound reasonable. However, I can't imagine that we'll manage to find an exit quite that easily. The doors and walls seem rather sturdy, and we're deep underground on top of that. Exactly. They seem sturdy. But with everything being AR, how are you going to know how well that holds up if you don't go around and punch stuff? punch stuff? All right, Valerie, a woman of action. I'm a big fan. Valerie leaves for the kitchen. Evelyn and I exchange looks between confusion and worry. After a while, she returns with a set of pans, pots, and kitchen knives, dropping them on the floor in front of her. So you already looked around this room, right? Find anything? Not really. I only realized that the books and other pieces of decoration are fake. Very helpful. How about you? I looked through the desk. It's empty. Oh, and the file cabinet doesn't open. Is that so, huh? She walks up to it and pulls at one of the drawers hard. Nothing happens. Unlike me, she doesn't give up quite as easily, though. Picking up one of the knives she brought over, attempting to pry the drawer open with it. Once the knife starts to bend, she throws it to the ground, kicking the cabinet in frustration. Fucking hell, you're right. Oh, this might be fake as well? I mean, like those books that I wasn't able to open? Yeah, I guess so. Whatever. What are you two still standing around for? Start hitting stuff! Tell me if you find anything. This feels like the third Valerie I've met today. I wonder which is closest to the way she feels. Anyway, both Evelyn and I do as we're told by our new commander and walk around, punching stuff. Yeah! This is my favorite part of the game. Why isn't there a punch stuff minigame? I feel like you should delay it and give me a punch stuff minigame. Whip for the wall chicken, exactly. They already look at the vents? I don't think they've specifically mentioned anything about the vents, no. But I wonder if, like, they're just fake. Like, they're just decorative. With them already taking care of the living room, I enter the kitchen, hitting the walls as hard as I can. No matter how much force I put behind my swings, though, nothing changes. The walls might be scratched, but the AR keeps covering it up all the same. I watch the plants as they cheerfully sway back and forth, ignoring the knife that just phased right through them, just like I knew they would. None of this is real to begin with. I stop to catch a breath while the others keep relentlessly hammering. With all of this noise filling the air, it almost feels like the other teams should hear us. Somewhere behind this wall, Amelia is supposedly waiting. What is she doing right now? Searching for an exit just like us, or happily discussing everything she remembers with Oliver and Nathan? And how much does she remember anyway? How does it feel to not even know who you are? Not even recognizing your own reflection in the mirror? Sounds frightening. Worse than anything we're going through right now. Worse than anything I ever went through. I don't have any right to complain. Will I ever be able to truly hate her for what she did? Should I? Did she even do anything wrong in the first place? If she was really to blame for anything, then why have I kept it to myself all this time? No, it's all my own fault. Sorry for being this way. I gather all my remaining strength and direct another burst of hits at the wall, hoping to send some kind of message her way, whatever that might accomplish. Nothing, obviously. Not like she could actually hear me, not like there's any point in doing this, but then again, this entire plan is completely pointless to begin with. What the heck are we doing? I take another look at the kitchen, but apart from the remaining ingredients, I don't feel like there's anything in here. If there was, Evelyn would have surely noticed. And speaking of, or thinking of her, she's exactly who I encounter once I enter the bedrooms. Oh, are you done with the kitchen? Did you find anything? No, not really. You? No, I can't say I have. Is there really any point to this? Huh? What did you mean to say? Is there really any point to this? In all honesty, I'm not sure, but it's worth a try, wouldn't you agree? I shrug and enter the bathroom. Not particularly surprised to find Valerie in there, but I did not expect the first thing I'd see would be her punching the mirror with her bare hand. Are you okay? Yeah, sure, I'm great. Best day of my fucking life. I mean your hand. Sure, just not a scratch. Same for the mirror. I guess it wasn't real either. Fucking hell. Not that she's known for her great mood, but she seems even more pissed off than usual. Something I wish I could just reach straight through my skull and rip the damn thing out of there. Right now, for example. Isn't it insane that this dude can simply force us to see these images? Things that aren't even real and we can't do anything about it. We could be standing right in front of a door with a big fucking exit sign above it and wouldn't know. Yeah, I guess. That's just what you sign up for when getting one. Not like I had a choice. I loathed this thing all along. But whether I like it or not doesn't matter. I'll never get rid of it, no matter how badly I want to. If I could, I would have gotten it removed long ago. Yeah, sure would be great if that was possible. I sometimes feel the same way, like things would be easier without Neuralink. Man, this is a jam too. Why are all of the songs are jams, my guy? They're so good. Also, I'll be right back. I need a refill on my Giselle juice. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. The Giselle reserves were running low, so we needed to make sure that we had more. Oh God, 18 dimensions! Oh God. Yeah, I'm not longer anymore. Like I muted because I was getting a refill on Giselle juice. 18 dimensions. Don't bring it here. Don't put that hate on me. I mean, it is, just not like legally. What? That's the first I've heard of it. Well, that's the kind of shit you'll find on the dark net. Not safe at all, can absolutely get you some real bad brain damage, but it's not as impossible as the corpse want you to believe. Are you sure that's not some kind of scam? Won't they just try to take your organs or something? I mean, good point, I guess. Not like I ever met anyone who had theirs removed. Could be worth a try, though. You're insane. You sure spend a lot of time in some dark corners of the net, huh? First the whole story about the truth game and now this? Yeah, I guess so. She stays silent for a while before stepping towards the door. Well, this was a waste of time. She leaves the room, quietly muttering to herself. I know I got the 18 dimension number on my shirt. Where are you going? The hall. Not like there are many options. I see. Evelyn turns towards me. We both shrug and follow her. Outside, at least as outside as it gets, Valerie is standing in front of the remaining locked door, placing her hand on the red button. That one doesn't open. Wow, thanks. I didn't figure that out yet. But why? What's the point of this door? Well, it didn't come up in your story at all? I guess it's not my story, and no, it doesn't go into much detail. Maybe it'll simply be opened later than the rest? It might even be the exit, I guess. Or it's a room with the original experiment that Noel doesn't want us to access? Not like we can do much about it. Unless you want to try prying it open with a kitchen knife again. I hate to admit it, but you're probably right. She spins around towards the other end of the hall. This door is much more interesting anyway. I wonder if we can trick it somehow. But you already tried that, didn't you? Sure, but I've been thinking about why it didn't work. It only closed once Oliver had entered, but it didn't close with me on the inside. Yeah, it said unauthorized number of signals detected. What kind of signals? What? The Neuralink signals? Duh! This is the Neuralink test site after all. But then, how did it detect Oliver entering? The exact same way? Are you a little slow in the head or something? But oh. Right, you wouldn't know. Oliver doesn't have a Neuralink. He told us while we were still sitting in the kitchen. He doesn't? Guess that explains what he meant when he said he can't just check his log, huh? Figures. She spends a couple seconds with quietly processing this new piece of info before giving me an annoyed look. For fuck's sake, you could have mentioned that sooner. Yeah, my bad. But you're right. If that's true, how did the door detect him? Unless, perhaps it simply detects the timer he's been wearing around his wrist. On top of telling him how much time he has left, it might also serve that purpose as well, right? I guess so, yeah. She doesn't look awfully convinced, but I think it makes enough sense, doesn't it? While we stand there, pondering whether there's any way to trick the system behind the door, and whether doing so would even help us to get out of here, the rumbling of the elevator returns. And with it, Noel. It's the first chance Valerie gets to see him, and she glares at his face with the most damning of expressions. Hello, it's you again. Well, here we go. That's my thinking, is that there's a signal in the bracelet. That kind of like that's where I landed. Okay, when Oliver comes back in, we have to stop, right? That's the stop point. Just want to 100% make sure. I don't want to break embargo. I know that you can go to jail for that. All right, gotcha. Hello there. I hope you've been doing well so far. Though, to be more precise, I already know how well you've been doing, how much progress you've made, and that it wasn't all that much. Which doesn't come as much of a surprise, mind you. After all, you barely know anything about the remaining teams so far. I hope that the second visit to the QT members will change that. But in order to motivate you a little further, I think I should use this opportunity to specify some of the rules. As some of you have already guessed, I am indeed monitoring everything you say. More precisely, I have direct access to the nanologs in this facility and can therefore read through all of your conversations. Do keep that in mind from now on. That access allows me to ascertain when one of the ATs manages to figure out what I consider to be the truth about the secret member of the QT. So he's just like, I've got a thing in my brain that's the truth. I'll stop when he comes in. It's fine. Once that happens, that AT will be declared the winner. I don't care how long it takes you to reach that point. You can stay here for as long as you like, or as long as the supplies last you. Though I assume sleeping would be rather unpleasant for two of you in particular. Oh, how I pity them. As soon as one of the teams has reached the truth, however, the game will conclude immediately. The winners will be allowed to leave together with their corresponding QT partner and the secret participant, while the remaining participants will die. I've been prepared for this. I knew he would say this, and he probably knew that we already knew that he would say this. Still, it makes me question everything I've done up to this point once more. So far, I haven't done a single thing to help us get out of here. You shouldn't have used that as a Valentine's card! Exactly! A cutie pie time. So good. So far, I haven't done a single thing to help us get out of here. I've kept completely quiet, haven't even mentioned knowing Amelia at all. But while I might not care whether I get out of this alive, I can't make that choice for these two, can I? These two and Oliver. Will my inaction lead to their deaths? I guess that's just the way I've always been. After all, I never told Sophie that I knew Amelia either. That day when she walked up to me asking whether I'd seen her anywhere, whether I knew anything, no matter how insignificant it might seem, I told her straight to the face that I didn't. Never talked to her. Not talking about that was more important to me than potentially saving her. I've always prioritized my own comfort above how that could impact those around me. Could I have made a difference? Could she have been found if I opened up about everything I knew? No, I didn't know anything. Sure, I lied. I can't deny that. I truly didn't have any hints towards where she could have been. We hadn't spoken in months, years at that point. And it's the same thing now, isn't it? Sure, I'm keeping info from them, but none of it is all that significant to begin with, right? Just let me escape for a little while longer. If not from this place, then at least from the truth. A familiar sound interrupts my train of thought. We just stand there and watch, and as the door in front of us slowly slides open. Okay, like after we get to the next fade and moving to a different place, that's when I'll cut. And Oliver steps back into our hall, looking much more frustrated than before, understandably so. Welcome back. Hope you've been doing well given the circumstances. She steps toward him, and they quietly look at each other for a while before he lets out a sigh. Yeah, guess so. Listen, you all heard what that dude just said. I think we've got lots to talk about. We quietly nod in unison. Despite that, we just keep standing around, unsure of where to begin. Maybe, well, before I forget, might I ask whether you had the chance to eat anything yet? We still have some leftovers, so what an abrupt change of plan. Didn't we just have lots to talk about? She's trying to loosen him up a little. It's fine, dude. Let her work. Let her cook. Let her cooking cook. Sure, some good grub might just brighten my mood, huh? That would be nice indeed. Let's all head to the kitchen then. Then again, maybe she's just thought that it would be better to lighten the atmosphere a bit before trying to discuss any serious topics, and she might just be right. Evelyn walks ahead with the rest of us following behind her. All right, I will stop there. All right. This is a jam so far. I'm having a real good time. And I hope that you all are as well. I will remind you that you can drop by Steam and you can be like, hey, put that on my wish list, because the more eyes we get on this game, the more wish lists it appears on, the more eyes that this game will get in front of. So we want everybody we can to get this on their Steam wish list. It's going to be out for free on February 22nd. I will be streaming it. I will be continuing my stream of it that night, if my schedule allows, of course. It's gonna be a hard 6 days for me too, because I'm not gonna be playing it. Like I am going to be experiencing this as blind as everybody else. It's just I happened to get a hold of it a little sooner because I threatened mommy. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, like everybody, like if you haven't already, go drop it on your wish list. Yes, absolutely join the Discord as well. That's absolutely cool to do that. I didn't have a link on hand. But yeah, there's some channels in there where you can do some theory crafting and the like. And yeah, just go get it on your wish list. Check it out on the 22nd. It's gonna be awesome. I'm as excited as you are to continue. A fourth and a third? All right. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and be there to stream it day one. If I'm not there day one, I will definitely be there day two, because that'd be a Friday, and I'll be totally fine to stream on a Friday. I just don't know like what my Friday is looking like during the day to know that if I want to stream the night before. So, but we'll see. But I will absolutely be trying my best to stream on the 22nd to continue where we left off. So yeah, everybody go wishlist it, play it the day it comes out. It is going to be free on Steam. So I'm ready. I'm here for it. Let's go throw a raid over. Let's see who's streamerizing. And of course, I want to thank Mommy again for giving me early access to this game and allowing me to stream it. I appreciate you trusting me enough in the fact that like I'm kind of an idiot, and my commentary is always really dumb, and I know that this is like a really big important project for you. It's very personal, and me allowing me to comment over it the way that I do, kind of like a gigantic idiot. But yeah, I'm loving this so far. I'm having a great time. I cannot wait. Like it's gonna be a long 6 days. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe play the new Momodora game or something. We'll see what's going on here. But let me see who's streaming. Let me. Is Dr. Doobie streaming? Yeah, Dr. Doobie. He's playing Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth. So we're gonna pass the love on over to our good pal Dr. Doobie. Boom. All right. And I seem like a very cool streamer. Well, thank you so much for saying so. I think I'm a bit of a dork, but I'll let people have their opinions. I ain't gonna tell you you're wrong. I'm rad. It's okay. But I appreciate you stopping by. Like I said, I'll be streaming this more when it comes out. I base most of my content these days is visual novels because I don't know, I guess I just like reading stories to people, so probably expect more of that as well if you stick around and ever want to catch more streams. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by and following. I really appreciate it. And we will catch you all hopefully on the 22nd, if not the 22nd and the 23rd. Go wishlist, go play the game when it comes out. Let's go say hi to our good pal Dr. Doobie. You have a nice rest of your whatever. Lots of love, everybody. Y'all take care. Bye.